We are back out here in the shop today where we belong. Nice chilly day to be working on a project. So took a piece of pipe 15, 16 inches long and used the skill saw to cut out some wedges. It started about 2 inches and they go about, I don't know, we'll say 4 inches deep, and then about 6 inches cut, 5 to 6 inches. And then I'm gonna heat these up with the heat gun and then fold these in to try to make a kill cone, because my last kill cone was falling apart and things are kind of rough on it. So I'm going to try to see if I can make one that's a little bit more bulletproof here. So let's find out what happens. So after a few minutes, we got the little wedges heated up, and they got to get pretty toasty before they'll start to bend. This pipe's actually pretty tough. So anyways, I just kind of folded each over the other one a little bit all the way around, and so then that gives me the ability, if I've got a larger bird or whatever, I can still force their head through the hole there, and then these little teeth kind of gonna help hopefully grab that, keep the bird from popping their head back through there. But I may need to open this hole up slightly just to make it a little bit cleaner, and then some kind of stand. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Here's the bird's eye view going down to the cone of death. But anyway, if I can mount it so that it's, you know, at working height and I can move it around, that would be awesome. Maybe just put it on a stake or something that I could drive in the ground where I want it. So that might be a good idea. All right, I'll keep fiddling with it and see what we come up with. Using a piece of 1.5-inch conduit, stuck it through the center, and then gently heated the sides up and continued to form them around until it gives me a nice even hole at the top. And it helps if you got some gloves, because that gets pretty warm. It'd also be helpful if I had a third arm growing out of my forehead, but not so far. So I'm thinking these little teeth on here, I didn't want them to be real sharp because I don't want to hit and cut myself on it. But I wanted it to have places where the geometry of the chicken's head will catch in here and not be able to pull back down through the hole, because that was one of the problems I was having with my other cone. So we'll take a look at the last thing the chicken's going to see there. I think that might be effective. And then I'm hoping that with those slits cut in the side, even if I try to do a larger bird in there, I'll still have room to be able to get it out. And then I can, if I decide the hole's not too big, too small, I can adjust it. But I got different size chickens too, so I guess maybe a one-size-fits-all will be one-size-fits-all. I don't like the fact that this gets all brown while you're heating it up, but the other thing I thought about maybe doing, if I do another one of these, might do a little cleaner geometry on my cuts, now that I know that's kind of about the right distance, and then stand this up in a container of boiling water and preheat everything and see if that'll get it hotter, faster, and be cleaner. But anyway, at least I've got this. And then the other thing I had thought about doing was building a kill cone out of cage wire, and that way you can see the chicken through there, and just lightweight, easy to use, and it's out of scrap material, so that would be pretty ideal. But I needed a form to be able to put it on to form the wire, so I think this may work for that as well. All right, so to be continued. Well, I think we're gonna live long enough to kill again, so I'm gonna make another kill cone out of this metal 5-gallon bucket, because my plastic one is just absolutely falling apart. So first thing I want to do is find the center of this between the handles. This handle's bent, otherwise I could just eyeball it right off the center of the handle. If you start with a new bucket, just flip the handle down, there's the center. And otherwise it's about 9 inches to there and 9 inches to there. So I'm going to lay out a line coming down the middle, and then once I get that established, then I will jump over and show you the rest. The next thing I did was took a piece of light cardboard here, a piece of paper or whatever, and drew a line all the way up to, from that mark down here at 6 inches off of the center to just below this rib. And then I may end up cutting this at the end, but if I can save the integrity of the circle part of the bucket, I will do that. So we'll find out how that actually ends up folding in practice. I may have to split it, I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so next I'm taking the grinder and taking right along the bottom edge there to get the bottom off. Next, a good old pair of tin snips and cut the V out. I took the tin snips and I cut along this edge to clean that up. Took a file to it to get the sharp edges off. And then we're folding this up. And I made a mark here about 3.5 inches in, folded that to that line. And then I'm gonna take this excess material off of here just to make it so, because this is a metal bucket, not a plastic one, it'll make it a little bit easier to curl it up. I'm really kind of liking this design here. It seems to be working out pretty good. So I went ahead and split the bucket at the top. I drilled a hole at the bottom once I had the size that I wanted, and then I actually stuck a roofing nail through there to hold it. I could have stuck a pop rivet in there. I just was trying to use stuff that I had laying around, and since I had a welder laying around, I went ahead and popped a couple tack welds on it just to hold it. And then I stuck a nail in the end before I finished welding the top, and then I bent that little tab over to reinforce that, and then that way I can hang that on a fence and put it anywhere I want to put it. It also has the handle, so easy to carry around. If you need to carry a chicken that's already in the thing, you can just stick it on there and away you go. So I think I really like that system. Also, I could loop this over the top of a fence post if I wanted to. But anyway, so now that I've built one of these, I want to, well, probably test it, and if it works real good, then build a couple more, because I think these suckers will probably last forever. The plastic one that I built, I think I got a season or 2 seasons out of it or something like that before the sun finally ate it up and it got destroyed. And then a chicken kicking around in there will definitely tear up one of these cones in a hurry if they're brittle. So now I got a good cone ready for slaughtering. Probably should build about 6 more, I suppose.